Preparedness is the calm before the storm and the key to resilience. Respected dignitaries, esteemed speaker, and dear participants, a warm welcome to the final day of our AICT Atal FDP organized by K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, Department of Civil Engineering. Over the past 5 days, we have explored critical aspects of disaster risk management, gaining valuable insights into preparedness, mitigations, and resilience. Today, we will move to our first session by Dr. A. Rose Teresa on the topic disaster reporting items and norms of relief assistance. Before going to start, a short introduction about today's chief guest. Dr. A. Rose is a passionate teacher with 24 years of teaching, research, and industry experience. Currently, she is working as a subject matter expert at Larsen and Turbo EduTech, bringing the gap between academia and industrial practices. She has developed industry standard educational products and contributed to the non-Mudalvan initiatives. She has contributed to develop course on hydropower structures, joining hands with industry experts. As a design thinking expert, she delivers expert sessions to the faculty and students from various organizations all over India. She has served as NBA and NAC coordinator at academic institutions where she served, and also as a board of study member for the developing curriculum and syllabi for civil engineering courses for autonomous institutions affiliated to Anna University and Pondicherry University. She has pursued a research on analysis of TB bridge for seismic characterizations. She has published articles in peer-reviewed journals on seismic analysis, potential effects of tsunami, volcanologic tsunami impacts. She also served as an editor and reviewer for various international journals and proceedings, and also presented more numbers of papers at national international conference and carried out many consultancy work. With a brief introduction about today's chief guest, we will start our today's session. Let me ask all the participants to switch on the camera for a photo session. Just 1 minute, you can unshare your screen, ma'am, and we will start it again.
You mean to I should stop the sharing?
Stop the sharing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Participants, kindly switch on your video so that we will have a photo session. Yes, thank you, ma'am, and thank you, participants. Ma'am, now the forum is open to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So hope you could see the screen and my voice is audible as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I really appreciate the management and the faculty of KSR for taking up this. Yeah. Okay. Can you kindly mute yourself, please? Can you kindly mute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody's talking.
I am muted all. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry
All
for
right.
inconvenience.
No problem, sir. So I really appreciate the management and the faculty team and the Department of Civil Engineering for taking up this initiative of conducting a very, very interesting topic which is in current trend. And I also appreciate probably would have received funding and would have got the sanction. That itself is a very big honor. And I'm so glad that I have been invited for this FDP session, and being a part of it is really a pleasure. Okay. And I hope there are around 70 members now, right? Probably 70 members, and reaching up to 100 in a short while. And I've been assigned with a topic called disaster reporting items and norms of relief assistance. Okay. You could have been listening to the topics on disaster and disaster management in the past days. And I want anybody, I don't want the session to be just mono like what just I am presenting. And if you could answer my questions, you can just raise your hands and get yourself unmuted for responding. Okay. And just from the very name, okay, just look at the topic. From the topic, what do you understand? disaster reporting, and it says item and norms of relief assistance. So there are two topics linked together. Can somebody unmute yourself and try to tell me what do you understand from this topic title? Anybody could do, because you have been listening for the past few days. So just try to understand the topic and tell me what am I going to speak about, or what have you understood about the topic. Abdul sir, if anybody is raising their hands, kindly unmute them so that they can answer me.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Yeah. If nobody is responding, I know why. I'll just wait for a while and yeah. Yeah, Mr. Subramani is responding. Yes, sir, can you please tell me what do you understand from this title? You can just voice out.
Now you can able to Subramani sir,
Yes,
you can
yes.
now talk.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can.
yes.
Yes, Mr. Subramani.
Thank you. Actually, before the starting itself, you're asking that is very good. Thing is, in and around us or around the world, what are the unexpected event that we experience or going to experience, and how that is affected on all our people. And that
Okay.
is the first topic. I
Okay.
think you discussed about the causes and effect of that one. And the second, maybe how we can uh, get the relief of all the people, and how we give the assistance for the people with respect to this different disaster. All things, I
Disaster.
think you may discuss about that one, ma'am.
Yeah, lovely. That's a very good answer. That's a very good response. I appreciate that. Okay, so
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, thank you, Subramani. So thank you, Abdul. And now, see, the topic is very, very direct. Okay, it's very direct topic, sir. We are going to report on disaster. And as Subramani sir said, no, we are not going to talk about, at least for this event, we are not, we may touch upon the disasters which happened around the world, but we would have been discussing about the disasters which have been happening in India, and what are the relief given by the government to the people of India to get themselves relief from the impact of the disasters. Okay, impact of the disasters. So I just wanted to put some pictures to get an idea. So being the last day, you should have been worn out by listening. So I just wanted to make yourself interesting, just putting some pictures. So I could see the first image shows what is a disaster. I'm just showing a cyclone, okay, or an hurricane. And the second image where you could see some relief rescue assistants who are helping the people. Okay, they're using a boat and they're helping the people who are living in a flooded area. And in the third image, I could see some air droppings. Okay, you could see people standing and looking up to at the helicopter, and people are dropping something. So there are air droppings. So people are getting assistance by in the terms of food or shelter. I mean, food or clothing or etc. I cannot get shelter, but you can go for food or clothing or very basic assistance like medical supports. So we are going to talk about the disasters which has happened around India and how are the disasters reported. Okay, somebody has to report no to the government. When a government is when we seek the government to give us the relief assistance, monetary assistance. Okay, so basic relief assistance, we have to report in what way we are affected in. So somebody has to report it. Okay, when we say disaster reports, no, we always think that probably the television channels or the medias, they report the disaster happenings of disaster in some means, but there are some proper channels which are formed for reporting the disaster which has happened all around India. So very simple and a direct topic, and I will just try to give justice on delivering as you could understand. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So, and I wish to state in the beginning that you have been listening, and in order to just connect the dots to arrive at the final learning of this given topic, I may have to repeat the points which have the other experts have told in the past days. Okay, so just to add on to it, let me just say hazard and disaster. Okay, so there are two different words given like hazard and disaster. What do you mean by hazard and what do you mean by disaster? Can somebody come up with this? Okay, there is some difference. What is the difference? Okay, is there a difference? You can say, is there a difference? And if there is a difference, what is the difference? Or if there is no difference, also you can say. Somebody can raise your hands and answer, please. What is a hazard? What is a disaster? When do you call, okay, an event as a hazard? When do you call an event as a disaster? Can you please come up?
Participants, the mic is open to you. And come up with your answers.
Okay, you just don't hesitate to answer. Everybody might be knowing.
All are faculty only, ma'am.
All are faculty. Good. I'm so glad to be with the teaching community. Among teaching community, it's really a pleasure and honor. Anybody can respond. Okay. All right. So I assume that you might be knowing and you don't. Okay, you just take you're hesitating to answer. I just assume that and I'll just continue. So what is a hazard and disaster? So when you say hazard and a disaster, actually they are very closely related. Okay. So hazard is a natural event. At the same time, disaster is also a natural event. I'll put it in a very simple meaning. Okay. When I say hazard, okay, if there is a natural event happening, and if this natural event is happening in an unpopulated area, which is not harming a life, okay, humanity or property, or it is not affecting anything, and we are not even concerned about that effect or impact, then that becomes a hazard. We consider that to be a hazard. If the same natural event, if it's going to affect the populated area, okay, when I say populated area, it comprises of living beings like life, and you have properties, and you have lot more. Okay, we say life. When I say life, it is not only human beings. We talk about the animals, we talk about the birds, everything. Okay, and also the property, which are I mean the property where human reside, and also the but all the other living beings, take it as an occupancy. So when a natural event, when it is going to affect a community, a life or a property, the hazard is termed as disaster. Okay. So why am I saying this? Because you have to know what is a disaster. Understanding the disaster, we have to check what the disaster does to the community and what is the extent or intent of the disaster. Understanding that intent, you can measure the intensity of disaster which has happened, and based on that intensity you may seek the government to provide the relief. So this is the sequence. So just knowing the disaster is not enough. Knowing the disaster, understand the intensity of the disaster, how is it going to cause impact on the life in that particular area, and how are you going to help that particular people or residents in that particular area, and how to get relief from government and also from NGOs to get themselves relief. Okay, so that is why I'm mentioning about this two terminologies like hazard and disaster. Okay, so when I'm just putting disaster, you cannot just say disaster is a natural disaster. Disaster, when I say it is both, right? Man-made disaster and a natural disaster. So in the previous slide, when I was saying disaster, I can give you one example like earthquake. Earthquake is a natural disaster. Accident is a man-made disaster. Okay, when I say road accident out of negligence, it is a man-made disaster. If the accident is going to cause a loss of life or loss of property, it becomes a man-made disaster. So what I've done is I've just put everything here, like both man-made and natural disasters in hand. So let me just quickly read out few like earthquakes, landslides. You might be knowing, right? Earthquakes, landslides, snow avalanche, snowstorms, windstorms, floods. We don't stop with floods. We also talk about flash floods. Okay, happening in a very short period of time. Flash floods. And nowadays we are talking more about cloud bursting. Cloud bursting. Okay, a huge quantity or amount of rainfall happening in a particular area, in a particular zone at a very faster rate. The intensity of rainfall will be very, very huge. Nowadays, we are talking about it a lot. Not only that, we sometimes we forget that drought is also a disaster. Drought is a disaster. Forest fires are disasters. Okay, lightning is a disaster. Fire is a disaster. Okay, when I say forest fires, it is not happening all across India, but it is happening in India. Okay, when it's happening in foreign countries, we talk more about it, but it is also happening in our own country. Like drowning is a disaster, stampede is a disaster. So nowadays, people know we are saying in the recent incidences like People were trying to board a train that for few, festivals, and they stamped themselves. There was a overcrowding. So stampede is also a disaster. In addition, I'm also adding the accidents, man-made accidents, also disaster. So when the government gives relief, no, every relief is different for a particular disaster. Every disaster, the intent of disaster has its own particular relief. Okay, so government fixes norms for providing relief to the humans or the public. Okay, so I'm just saying what are the disasters you have seen, you have noticed. So now you could see. So based on this, no, I could just bring out some maps, like we show India climatic disaster risk mapping. Okay, I'll just try to zoom in. So in the climate disaster risk mapping, you could find that disaster risk zones are classified into 5 different categories, like cyclone prone, flood prone, drought prone, hot desert, frigid desert. What is frigid desert? Frigid desert is having a cool climate with very less precipitation. So now I will show you the other map also. Now in India, we could see 2 maps. Okay, we can just browse and see. You can check for India climatic disasters risk map, and also you could see natural hazard map. So now, as I said, hazard and disaster are very, very closely related. And if you could check the shadings, no, different color shadings are more or less the same. Okay, just you can browse and see. I'm just trying to zoom in. If I'm checking this Uttar Pradesh, right? What is that? It is drought prone area. It is shaded in yellow color. We see that in climate risk also, you could see that pink color. So hazard map and disaster maps are more or less the same. And it is specifically, we know India is a country which is populated across from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari. It is populated. It may be highly populated or densely populated or less populated, but there is population. So we can declare that all the hazards happening in India as a country, it will lead to a disaster. It may end up with an effect on a people or impact on people. So it is all closely related. Okay. I'm just trying to connect the dots. Okay. Now, I have also just seen this, like in Niti Ayog, that it's nothing but National Institution for Transforming India. I could see a map which shows, which is about based on natural disaster in India, and this map is drawn based on the various disasters which has happened in India, considering earthquake, flood, wind hazard, cyclone, etc. Kindly let me just zoom out. I could see different colors like red, yellow, green, and brown. And based on the various disasters which has happened in our country has been divided into 4 zones: zone 2, zone 3, 4, and 5. What is zone 2? Low damage risk zone. Okay. What is zone 3? Moderate damage risk zone. Zone 4, high damage risk zone. Zone 5, very high damage risk zone. No, usually now when we just talk to our students, we always talk about seismic zones, like seismic zones, or based on the wind speed across our country, we show the different speed. We can divide the zones into different speed, wind speeds. But we never talk about this, right? We never talk about this. I don't know whether probably when we find time, no, we have to show this, and it keeps updating. This map keeps updating based on the happenings every year. Okay, in 2024, we had a lot of climatic hazards just happened, and if in 2025 we pray to God that such event should not happen, and if it happens, this map changes. So what happens is this map gets updated, and we have to tell our students that they have to monitor all this. So this will give an impact to them to save the nation. Ultimately, when I say disaster, when I talk about flooding, okay, flash floods or floods, okay, do we say that it's only because of nature? We cannot declare that. Why Chennai is getting flooded? Because we are densely populated. That's become a concrete jungle, and we are not allowing the water to flow freely. And when the water is not allowed to flow freely, obviously it gets stagnated and the water level rises. And we call it as flood, isn't it? So though I can call flood as a disaster, we are also joining hands with natural disaster to make it more severe. So we As teachers, we have to help the students to understand what is happening to our country. How could we save our country? Okay, we could help our student community as well. So I'm showing all this map so that we'll just relate all this to the students. Okay, now, so now having understood that India is a disaster, India is subject to the disastrous events. And in the year 2011, no, there is we have a management called National Institute of Disaster Management. They initiated a step. Actually, we had an event at 1994 at Yokohama Convention where many nations joined together to work on this disaster and support the nation, support the people in the nation. So that is when all the nation together they wanted to drift towards supporting the public. So India also took measures to focus on disaster risk reduction. Disaster risk reduction. So in 2011, we formulated National Institute of Disaster Management, and this approach led to enactment of Disaster Management Act. Okay, and this was formulated in the year 2005. Okay, for the first time. You may have a thought, was this disaster? We have our Indian constitution. Is there a section in Indian constitution for disaster management? There is no specific section, but this Disaster Management Act was enacted. Okay, it is completely dedicated for saving our people in India in 2005. So this Disaster Management Act, it mandated national in, okay. Okay. Okay, National Institute of Disaster Management, and its main function is to, okay, build the capacity of the nation. Build the capacity of the nation. That what does it mean? You have to train the people, and you have to document the events and conduct research on the events which has happened and create awareness campaigns to help the government and the public. Okay, and this NIDM has to support the central ministries, state governments, and union territories in the field of disaster risk education. Okay, reduction. All right. So now this Indian disaster report, it's shortly called as NIDM. It started in 2011, and in 2014, no, they just conducted they developed a report called Indian Disaster Report, which could report all the events which has happened between 2014 to 2017. Okay, 2014 to 2017. You can browse. It is available. Sorry, yeah, it is available. You can just browse and see. And if you could see, they have prepared in the year for the year 2014 to 17, and it was supported by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, and this disaster report deals with major disasters that happened between 2014 to 17, and which needed national intervention in terms of financing and mobilizing resources. So why am I telling all this is, how do we get the fund? How is the government fixing the fund for getting relief? All is based on the documentation, severity of the event. So all has to be documented and reported. Okay. So when I say colloquially, what do you mean by disaster reporting? So when there is an event happening, I can very well just recall Wayanadu disaster. It's a disaster. Okay, it's a huge disaster which didn't impact the people residing in and around Wayanadu, but it caused a huge impact on the whole nation. So probably you'll be knowing that you will be watching the TV news or the radio telecommunications to know what has happened. And I could feel that many of them were browsing to know where the flood started, where the water started flowing, and how does it flow? What is the route of the flood flow? Many were trying to conduct research on that. Okay, and not many could put it in the right way. And no, as we know that every news channel gives its own news for their, let's say, for their advertisement. So sometimes no, we get confused which is the correct news. Okay, actually, when you are going to report a disaster, colloquially I'm saying, okay, colloquially I'm saying, technically we have to report it. One particular management has to report it. But colloquially, how do you do it? If you expect a journalist to do that, what he does is they have to explain what has really happened. Where did it happen? How did it happen? And why did it happen? So when a news channel is reporting a disaster, they have to explain all this. but you cannot expect a journalist, okay, who to know the actual event. The event would be an earthquake, the event would be a flood fall, the event would be a flash flood, the event would be a landslide. We cannot expect a journalist to understand everything, but okay, they are trained to understand the event, okay, the occurrence of the event quickly. They have to understand the event and put it in a very, very simple way to the common people, okay, to the public to understand what has happened. And we could have heard that during Wayanad incident, no, we could have heard that many youngsters, they just wanted to see the site. So they traveled from various places in and around, I could hear from Tamil Nadu, in and around Tamil Nadu, they traveled to Wayanadu to check the site. And also, but it is also a really, I mean, it is not easy. It's a really a danger, isn't it? We will not know whether that occurrence will happen again. Okay, because it's natural, it is happening by nature. So we just cannot expect that just because the flood came yesterday, it will not come tomorrow. We cannot expect. We cannot expect that there is a tremor, there is an earthquake occurred today, and we cannot assure that it will not happen tomorrow. So we have to spread the awareness among the public, okay, among the youngsters to know the severity of that incident. Okay, so this is all about disaster reporting. And I'm just showing some pictures, you see. So initially, they say when there is a disaster happening, there's an initial breaking news. And then as the time goes by, people will start analyzing and they bring it in a long-term aftermath. Ultimately, I'll just show you a video of this, video, okay, fine, you'd have seen. Let me just, okay. And then you say, when say disaster reporting, no, all the researchers, now after the event has happened, obviously we'll go to the when there's a structural collapse, we go to a structural, engineer. If there is an environmental, disaster, we go to the environmental specialist. Ultimately, what they do, they conduct a research on it and they give us solutions. For example, I could say after the tsunami in 2004, many of the coastal regions, no, they just eradicated that mangrove forest for building up, okay, for country, for development. But what happened after that tsunami in 2004, everybody, they started growing mangrove forests. So when there is a disaster happening, when if there is proper awareness or a proper news has been spread across the public, the government will take initiative to prevent the disaster or to prevent the risk caused due to the disaster. Okay, so this is colloquially we say disaster reporting. Now let me come back to Indian disaster report. So what did NIDM do? In that report, okay, I will just try to show the please check whether you could see this manual. Can you see the manual, sir? Can you see the manual? Abdul Bari, can you please respond? I have clicked the link. Are you seeing the report? Abdul,
No,
sir?
madam. Yes,
Okay.
madam. Okay, tell me, madam.
India disaster report, can you see? Can
No,
you?
madam.
Okay,
No,
then
madam. No,
one,
madam.
one, okay,
No,
only if
madam.
I share, I will do. Now, mind, at the end of
Okay.
at the end of the presentation, I'll just open these reports as well. So now
Okay,
it
madam.
is no, that is why, no, for safety, I just put some snippets of that, document. It is a very, very good document. And it was, first document was prepared between 2014 to 17. And in the next year, 2018, they prepared a document. 2019, they prepared a report. I will not say document. It was a report. And then in 2021, they joined hands with that management. And I'll just tell you in the coming slides. And this was converted in a slide manner. So what have they reported? When they say disaster report, what they reported? They have reported on Jammu and Kashmir floods. In the 2014, what are the various events which has occurred? They have discussed about cyclone Hudhud, Malin landslide, Patna stampede, road accidents and other incidents, Japanese inexabilities, and in 2015, we had Chennai floods, Gujarat floods, road accidents and other incidents. 2016 cyclone Varda, etc., etc., and etc. Similarly, they have compiled till 2017, and also they also provided details of the affected population in the state, very complete detail. Okay, it couldn't have happened in a day. Probably they were taken some time to understand. So obviously, our news channels, what's that? Journalists, they have to support, and all our officials have to join hands with each other to get this complete data. So they have collected what are the total villages are affected, total villages. What are the total number of villages there? How many villages got affected? In these villages, how many families got affected? In these families, how many were dead? How many were injured? So all this report were provided in this report. Okay, not only this, they also provided what are the possible causes of flood, okay, and what is the response. So they took some initiative. So we know something called Operation Meharahat, okay. So all these operations were formulated. So not a common man can do that. So seeing the severity, they could have submitted this report to the government, and government would have taken initiative to support the public. So that is when Operation Meharahat was introduced, okay. And also they could have given the challenges which has happened during that time. One of the challenges is during the first few days, the research and rescue operation were hindered by shortage of boats and bad weather. This is a very, very important point. Okay. We may say that we have enough number of boats, we have enough number of rescue team, but no, on the day of the event, when they go to the site to help the public, they would have understood that, they would have realized that shortages of boats are there and rescue team is not enough. So it has to be reported to the government to take initiatives for the upcoming event if it's happened. So all these were reported in the India disaster report. Okay. And then, so India, this is the document which they would provided in 2020. Okay. And this is called Mapping Climatic and Biological Disasters in India. Okay, we never, when I say disasters, no, sometimes we forget to think about biological disasters. One good example is COVID. COVID is a disaster, okay, which took so many lives. So COVID is a biological disaster. Is it just COVID? Dengue is a disaster. Like that, there are so many disasters which are categorized under biological disasters. Okay, so in this, no, they have reported that during 95 to 2020, a total of 1,058 climatic disaster events have happened in India. Okay, do you believe that? Just in 5 years. Okay, sorry, just in 15 years. Just in 15 years, there are around 1,058 climatic disasters that have been reported. And in 95 to 2020, 11 out of 36 states and union territories were impacted by cyclones. And when you check the flood mortality, it varies from state to state, with 25 out of 36 states have been reporting flood-related deaths. And there are number of districts which have been declared as drought, okay? And we can just see the numbers, okay, between these years. And also they talk about the various biological outbreak disasters, okay? And they mention the states which are getting affected with the numbers. I have just cut short in one slide. It's a very good document. Kindly have a look into it. Okay. And this, they have finally declared that the top ranking states, listing the top ranking states which are affected by various disasters. Okay. So this is the very recent event. Probably they're giving once in 4 years. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next is when I say disaster, is it just a document? Now, it's a very good news that Indian state, okay, Assam, okay, we know that Assam is disastrous prone zone. It's subjected to disaster often, and there are lot of damages like lives, crops, vegetation, okay, etc. So our Indian state, Assam, it has launched a disaster reporting and information management system. It is called as DRIMS. Okay, very recently it has been launched, and this is a digital platform. We call it as a digital platform. It is available online. You just have to log in, and you can just go and explore. Digital platform which was developed in collaboration with UNICEF. Okay, UNICEF, and then it enabled online reporting of damages caused by various disasters, okay, facilitating faster and more accurate assessment and aid distribution. And this was spearheaded by Assam State Disaster Management Authority. And it captures critical data on the image damages, crop losses, livestock deaths, allowing for the swift delivery of relief and rehabilitation, etc. Oh, I found all these points very important, so I typed it. And if you want, you can take a pic of it. It's already there. And it is an upgradation of the existing flood reporting information system. There is already flood reporting information system available, but this is an updation on it. Okay, so there is DRIMS. So it's multi-disaster reporting can be done. Okay, and with this, no, you can quickly arrive at the financial assistance. When they launched it, they also just launched a book which gave the full financial assistance to be provided for various disasters. Okay, just have an idea. So this is an initiative. So probably our government or various states in our own country will quickly adopt this and will be having our own platforms, okay, in the coming days. So just taking you into the law, okay, just try to understand the law. When I say relief, no, it has to be some written document. When I say Indian Constitution, it is a written document. There's something called written document and a unwritten document. So as you know, there is an act which is called Disaster Management Act. But in 2024, amendment was passed. Okay, that's called Disaster Management Amendment or Disaster Management Bill, which was which was given in, amended in 2024, and it was introduced in Lok Sabha on August 1, 2024. Okay, I just wanted to throw some light on it. So, what does it do? So, this bill amends on the act. We knew that the disaster management, yeah. So we knew that the disaster management. Somebody's, okay, hope you can kindly mute.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the inconvenience, madam. I mute all the persons, ma'am.
Okay. So the bill amends on Disaster Management Act. What is meant by amendment? Okay, giving some additional freedom or additional responsibility. Okay, so let us quickly check. Probably some of you would have read it, and if you, for the people, I'm just showing this for the people who have not known about it. Okay, and these are the logo for National Disaster Management Authority, and this is the logo for State Disaster Management Authority. For every state, we have an authority. Yeah. So what does it show? The act establishes National Disaster Management Authority, which is called NDME. Okay, NDME. There's something called State Disaster Management Authority. Okay, we know we have central government, state governments. So central government support state governments, right? So we have a national level and a state level. So we have something called District Disaster Management Authority. Okay, so these authorities are responsible for the various disaster management. Okay, and what do they give? It is a little elaborative one. I'll have tried to just capsulize this. Okay, I somehow throw light on it. Okay, without boring you. Okay, so what is this? Disaster management bill declare. They say you have to prepare a disaster management plans. Okay, I will just quickly say what is that. We also this bill also says urban disaster management authorities has to be formed. And what is their description? What do they do? And also it formation of state disaster response force. All these were amended. And also we had state statutory status to existing communities. Okay, excuse me. And appointments to NDMA. So when I say NDMA, no, I don't know whether you could read all it, but quickly I'll tell you. Actually, when we say Disaster Management Act, actually that NDMAs and the state SDMAs, they form the disaster management plans. Okay, disaster management plans. Now, what this bill has amended is the bill adds certain functions for these authorities. Okay, so they have to review the disaster management plans, and they themselves have to decide. NDMA, they themselves have to frame the disaster management plan. So there were committees already, state committees, national committees already. So state committees and national committees, they will form the disaster management plan, and this management NDMA, they will, consider and approve that. But now this amendment bill, no, it has added or it has declared that the national disaster management, they themselves have to form the management plans, review and approve it. Okay. And they have to set guidelines for preparation of management plans for the authorities below them. And they will recommend the provision of funds for the disaster mitigation. Okay. And also like they have to allocate funds for expenditure, etc. Okay. So what are the functions of NDMA? It will assess the disaster preparedness of states, undertake post-disaster audit of preparedness and response, and it will empower NDMA to make regulations with prior approval of the central government. So no act can be activated or executed without the approval of the central government. So only on approval it has to be executed. So all these comes under this bill. Okay. And also when we say urban disaster management, so the bill empowers the state government to constitute a separate urban disaster management authority for state capitals. And they have to provide the need to the central government and get it done. So this document talks about it. And this bill has given a clear picture of the provision of funds or relief assistance. What do you mean by relief assistance? Is nothing but the funding, okay, or probably monetary or as a substance, okay, substance in the sense where people have lost their houses, they can be given a house, okay, where people have lost their husbandries, animals, they can be given animals, okay, or in the term of money, okay, monetary benefits. So this bill has given a clear picture of the funding which will be supporting the public. Okay, now coming to the last part, okay, items and norms of relief resistance. Okay, now I think I have to stop the screening because as you say, I thought of linking. Okay, let me just link it. Please tell me whether you could see, okay? It is not seeing, right? So I'll stop sharing. I'll show you. 1 minute. Hold on.
Madam? Yes, madam.
1 minute. 1 minute. I'm trying to share.
Yes, madam.
Can you see? Can you see a document?
Yes, madam. Yes,
Revise.
madam.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it is a very huge document. I couldn't consolidate it. And for the people who have not seen this, no, I just wanted to show you. I don't think I can tell you everything. I will just give a brush up on this. Okay. So when I say items and relief assistance, now look at the terms. The topic is this, right? Disaster reporting. Now I have explained what is disaster reporting. Having understanding the disaster reporting, how is government supporting to get the funds? We spoke about the amendment bills passed. And what are the items and norms now? So this is a revised list as per 2015 amendment. And it talks about, so these are the items. What are the items? We say gratuitous relief. Okay, I'll just take the main, main items like gratuitous relief. What is the next one? Search and rescue operations is the main item. Search and rescue operations. And we have something called relief measures. And we have something called clearance of affected areas. And we have something called agriculture. And I have animal husbandry, assistance to small and marginal farmers. And we have something called fishery and handicrafts, handloom assistance to artisans, housing, infrastructure, etc., etc., etc. And I want you to have a look into it, okay? And if just trying to grab your attention, can I call? Can I ask Mr. Subramani, Mr. Subramani, to just unmute yourself and just try to read this for me, short. I need not read everything. What is the amount? Okay, norms of assistance for given for particular item. Can Mr. Subramani kindly come in? Because I don't want to just, it will be monotonous. I want some people to come in. Subramani sir is there. Okay, is anybody there? Anybody else there? Like I could see Miss Mageshwari. Mageshwari, Adi Lakshmi. We have Mr. Arun Kumar, Mr. Jagan, Mr. Kritika. Many are there. Can somebody come in, please? You want me to read? Are you listening?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, who is answering now?
Venkatesan.
Venkatesan sir. Okay, great. Venkatesan sir, can you kindly just try to read this for me? So the first item is gratuitous relief. Can you kindly read this for me? What is this? Ex gratia. Can you kindly read this?
Ex criteria payment. Ex gratia payment to families deceased person.
Diseased persons. Okay. What is the norms of assistance given?
So it has been 4.
Okay, it's 4 lakh per diseased person. Okay, 4 lakh per diseased person, including those involved in relief operations. It is not only the people who are affected, but is also given for the people who are helping the rescue team, also the rescue team in associated preparedness activities, subject to the certification regarding the cause of death from the appropriate authority. Okay, everything has to be documented. Only on certification you will be given the assistance. Okay, you cannot just go that just with the death certificate. You cannot go. You need a proper certification for getting that assistance. Now when I say not only deceased person, when I say gratuitous relief, it is also for ex gratia payment for loss of a limb or eyes. They have just said limb or eyes. That means what? Loss of organs. Loss of organs. Limb means it can be legs or hands or eyes or ears, etc. For this, what is the norms of assistance given? Rupees 59,100 per person when the disability is between 40% and 60%. If the disability is more than 60%, a person can be given an assistance of 2 lakhs. Okay. Again, it is not over, subject to certification by a doctor from a hospital or a dispensary of government regarding the extent and cause of disability. So similarly, it goes on and on. Okay. Similarly, if there is an injury and requiring hospitalization, there are some amount given. Okay. And if you have lost your clothing, you have lost your utensils, household goods, etc., okay, have been washed away, fully damaged, severely inundated for more than 2 days. Look at that. They just don't stop inundated. They say for more than 2 days due to a natural calamity. Okay, that's assistance given for a family, rupees 1,800 for loss of clothing. Okay. For loss of utensils or household goods, they pay you rupees 2,000. Similarly, for gratuitous relief for families whose livelihood is seriously affected. Okay, livelihood is seriously affected. 1 minute. Okay. All right. Sorry. So when I say the livelihood is seriously affected, rupees 60 per day, etc., etc. There's one more point here. When they say there is a relief assistance given, you cannot expect the government will give you immediately. Okay, they are putting a checkpoint. They say that the default period of assistance will be up to 30 days. You may get this amount after 30 days, which may be extended up to 60 days, or in severest conditions, it may go up to 90 days. Okay, 90 days in the case of drought. Again, there is a checkpoint that, okay, depending upon the ground situation, the time period beyond a prescribed limit shall not exceed 25% of the amount allocated. So the state executive committee, they could have allotted a fund for this particular event, like for washing away of clothing, okay, damage of all the books, notebooks, okay, household goods. But you cannot just spend all the amount in a particular area. Okay, you cannot. If it's going beyond 28%, the funding is for the whole particular affected area. You cannot allot major amount in a very small area in a particular area. You cannot spend in a particular area. So there is a checkpoint on every clause given. Okay, and also there is saying that search and rescue operations. When I say search and rescue operations, it includes cost of search, rescue measures, evacuation, like people are using boats to evacuate, right? Evacuation. And then some people, when they're stranded in the terrace, what we do, we use choppers, helicopters. So to help the people, to rescue the people, what they do, so it all incurs cost. All these incurs cost. Again, they say, as per actual cost incurred, it will be assessed by the state executive committee and it will be recommended by the central team. But one thing is, so there is already fund allotted. Okay. But this kind of not very big disasters, very huge disasters, the central team will come and visit. You could have heard news that our central minister visited this particular area, or our prime minister visited this particular area, our state minister visited this affected area. We could have heard that. It is a protocol. They have to visit. But when they come to visit, no, already all these rescue missions should have been over. Okay. So you cannot wait for the ministerial positions to come and visit, and after which you can allot the fund. Rather, the fund will be exhausted even before they come and visit. So all this will be planned accordingly. So that is also documented. And also hiring of boats for carrying immediate relief and saving lives. In the one of the slides I was mentioning that in the India disaster report, they documented that for a particular event, the boats were not enough. Okay, they documented. So the government will take it in mind, and when there is an event happening, a similar kind of event happening, they will ensure that they have to ensure that additional boats should have been sent for the particular populated area. Okay, they should not do the same mistake. So hiring of boats, it incurs a cost. All this has been reported. Okay, like relief measures like temporary accommodation, food, clothing, medical, okay, medical supports, etc. So this period may be extended to 60 days. Okay, you cannot fight with them to get it the next day. You will never get. It is documented. As it is documented, you can, yeah.
Actually, you have mentioned that certain relief has to be issued once after the disaster has happened.
Correct, sir.
But as currently what they are doing, after making all the visits by the officials and then the politicians,
Yeah.
then they are calculating the amount, how much to be distributed to the individual. But immediate relief is not settled to the affected people.
Correct. Actually,
So
as per the document, that is why I'm showing this document to you. Some of the information is even new to me. As per the actual, because we could quickly assess the cost. As per the document, we need not wait for the team to visit. They should have been given the support. People should be given the support. They cannot wait for 1 week, right? It is happening. So again, we have fundamental rights. So we have to fight for the freedom. As you rightly mentioned, we have to fight. When our counselor comes and visits us, we have to talk to them, mentioning this document. That is why I'm showing this document to you. Hope it is not happening. Actually, in Tamil Nadu, it is not happening. I don't know in all locations. To my knowledge, it is not happening. But if you having known that there is a document like this, you can talk to them. Okay, we need not fight with them. We can talk to them that we need not wait to give us the amount, or you not wait to give us the support for all your visits to happen. You can very well support us. Okay, so this document is evident. You can just refer this document and speak out. Okay, that is why probably these documents will be revised every now and then. All these 60 days, 90 days, all this would have been an addition based on the events happened, which has happened already. Okay, yeah. So right, and then when I'm talking about relief measures, So the medical care may be provided from National Rural Health Mission also. Okay, and then airdropping. This is a very important point. Airdropping of essential supplies also. It's based on the assessment of need by state executive committees upon the recommendation of the central team. Upon the recommendation of the central team in case of National Disaster Relief. Okay, National Relief Fund. Okay, and the quantum of assistance will be limited to the actual amount raised in bills by the Ministry of Defense for airdropping of essential supplies and rescue operations. They have to calculate correctly and submit. Only then everybody will be benefited, or otherwise everybody will not be benefited. When I say airdropping, it depends upon the population in a particular area. And maybe when I say flooding happening, no, in some of the Tambaram areas, people will be clogged around. So the building will be somewhere in the center and be clogged around. So some of very few buildings will be affected like that. Okay. So they have to calculate it appropriately and mention. Okay. And then provision of emergency supply of drinking water, etc. So based on assessment, up to 30 days, maybe extended up to 90 days in case of drought. So there are a lot of things provided. I don't think I can read everything. Again, there is disposal of dead bodies and carcasses based on the assessment of. So the state executive committee has to work very, very fast. Very fast. Sometimes we say, no, it is clogged. Dead bodies are floating. They say that's just floating into the river body. The state executive committee has to work fast to give a immediate relief to the public. And then when I talk about agriculture also, they're saying assisting farmers having land up to 2 acres, above 2 acres, who are having subsidy, etc. Okay. So if there are reliefs available, but they say that it is subject to a condition that they should have no other assistance and subsidy has been availed or eligible to be beneficiary of any other government scheme. If they are availing any other government scheme also, if there is desilting happening in the agriculture fund, they cannot expect this particular fund. So this is called. So we have to spread awareness. They may not know it. We have to spread awareness and try to get them facilitated to get this fund. Okay, in some way or the other. There'll be some way. Anyway, there'll be a loophole. Somewhere you can find a gap so that they can get this assistance also. And they're giving a subsidy for agriculture crops, horticultural crops, perennial crops, sericulture crops, and then having farmers having more than 2 hectares of handholding, and then people who are having lost their animal husbandry, like milch animals. Milch animals means people, the animals which we could get milk. Draught animals like camel, horse, bullocks. Milch means buffalo, cow, camel, okay, sheep, goat. So assistance can be given. So will be subject to a ceiling of 3 large milch animals or 30 small milch animals or 3 large draught animals or 6 small draught animals. Again, when I say poultry, at 50 rupees per bird, subject to a ceiling of assistance of rupees 5,000 per beneficiary household. So similarly, on and on. So that's I told you, know, this topic is this. The topic given to me is this. But in order to connect this, I have to mention all of this. And let me just go to that fishery. Okay, fishery. Fishermen, assistance to fishermen for repair, replacement of boats, nets damage, etc. for boat, dugout, canoes, catamaran, net, etc. Look at that, partially damaged boats, partially damaged nets, etc. Okay. And fish seed farm, also there is assistance. And then handicrafts have lost their tools, equipment, etc. And people have lost their houses like Pakka house, Kacha house, and fully damaged, severely damaged, partially damaged, completely destroyed. Okay, so you have an amount. And when you come to infrastructure, they say roads and bridges, drinking water supply works, irrigation. And when they say sectors, power supply, no, there's a class that sectors such as telecommunication and power, they can generate their own revenues, can undertake immediate repair and restoration works because they have their own revenue. They need not wait for the government to give them fund to work. They have their own revenue. that can quickly jump into the action. And there is an appendix. There is a appendix also for roadways also. State executive committees can quickly come in and support the repair and rehabilitation works. And okay, capacity building, etc. And when I say the annexure, no infrastructure facilities, it also includes drinking water supply, roads, okay, repairing of roads, filling up of breaches, potholes, okay, breached culverts, providing diversions to damaged washed out portions, going for the irrigation repair works in buildings, electrical lines, community assets of panchayat also. Okay, it's a very beautiful document. Okay, I think okay. Let me check whether I have anything else to say in my. Okay, so this is what I explained. So the basically you have only 10 items under which you have so many clauses, and under norms of assistance you have so many checkpoints for getting the actual relief assistance. Okay, and with this I complete the session. If there's any queries, I can talk to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your very informative session.
Yeah. If there's any queries from
Participants, if you have any discussions, madam is right there.
So thank you, Abdul sir,
Participants.
for giving a wonderful topic. Actually, it's a very. I mean, even I got very a lot of information when I just started working on the presentation. Even I found a lot of information. I couldn't put everything in this for the limited time, but and I could not just pour in the. I mean, lot of theory, right? Lot of numbers theories.
Anyhow, ma'am, a very picturesque representation, and
Yeah.
also more new concepts we are given. For the
Oh.
past 4 days, we have been in the disaster. Today, a little bit deviate from that. So thank you very much for your presentation also, ma'am, and thank you for accepting your invitation also.
Yeah, thank
because
you.
you are in very much in busy schedule. You are in busy schedule.
Yeah. I should thank the HOD, Dr. Ramesh. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you for a very nice presentation, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor,
Thank
sir.
you, madam.
Thank you for the opportunity,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Faculty
you for your
members, ma'am.
presentation.
Yeah.
So whatever Bari said, everything is
Yeah.
true. Because for the past 4 or 5 days, we have been talking about the disaster. So
Yeah.
whatever be the thing happening, so we could talk about the only damage. So
Yeah.
you have given something about the relief. So what
Correct,
could
sir.
be happening,
Yeah.
where we can get the relief from the government.
Yes.
So you have given a new inputs, new insights into this concept.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a very good crowd. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. It's a nice crowd.
Yes, ma'am.
It's across India or is only within Tamil Nadu?
Ma'am, it's across India, ma'am.
Oh, great. So we have people from other states also. That's nice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. People from
Great,
other states
great.
also there.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah.
ma'am.
Is there any
Any
other queries? I'll wait. Otherwise, I'll leave.
Any other queries? Participants, do you have any other queries? Okay, ma'am. I think there is no
Thank
more
you.
queries. If
Yeah.
anything is there, I will write to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello. Dear participants, you hold for 2 to 3 minutes. The next speaker has been joined. We will start the session by 3:30 p.m. Vijay sir, Vijay Kumar sir, are you in line?
I am in line, sir.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. I will make you as a presenter, sir.
Okay.
Now, sir, the PPT, sir.
Vijay Kumar, sir, I have made you as a presenter. Can you check your PPT, sir? It's shared.
Please open your PPT, sir.
Sir, I haven't sent you to your mail, sir.
Yes, sir. We will open, sir. Sir, we will wait for 2 minutes, sir. We will start sooner.
Sir, can you load my PPT slides, sir?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. We are downloading your slides, sir. Within 1 minute, we will
Day
be.
before yesterday, I sent to Ramesh, sir.
Yeah. We are opening, sir.
The first, the two slides, two PPT I have sent. The old one is not need. The new one should be loaded, sir. The picture, man. Yes, sir. This is right.
Oh, it's okay, sir.
Oh, okay, sir. This is right.
Sir, move agadan pathukong, sir.
Sir, the first slide is not like that. Sir, go from first, sir.
Go from first, sir. Now
Mother
see, sir.
slide. Right. Okay. Next one.
Next slide, sir. So it's taking a little bit time. Yeah. Now, okay, sir. Second slide. The second slide, okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
First slide, okay.
Sir, slide நீங்க தானே மூவ் பண்றீங்க?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, okay.
Can we start, sir?
Oh, sir, we can start.
Once again, good evening to all the participants present over here. Now we move on to our next topic by tsunami hazards and protective measures by Dr. R. Vijay Kumar, engineer consultant, VGN Corona Apartments, Chennai. A short brief about Dr. Vijay Kumar. Dr. R. Vijay Kumar has an extensive career spanning 36 years in municipal engineering service across Tamil Nadu. He has held various positions from junior engineer to chief engineer in municipal corporations such as Madurai, Salem, Erode, and Chennai, as well as in municipalities and in town panchayatas. As chief engineer, he served as the statewide technical head under the Tamil Nadu Municipal Administration, overseeing technical approvals, project monitoring, and fund allocations for critical infrastructure projects, including water supply, sewerage, roads, bridges, solid waste management, and stormwater drains. He played a key role in implementing state, national, and international projects. Notably, Dr. Vijay Kumar was a SC for the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, managing projects worth 600 crores. His responsibilities include supervising major urban infrastructure developments such as the second Vaigai water supply scheme, underground sewerage system, stormwater drains, and urban services for the poor in Madurai corporations. He also gained administrative experience as Assistant Commissioner of Salem Corporations and has contributed significantly to municipal governance and urban infrastructure planning. His expertise includes executing water supply systems, drainage schemes, sewerage treatment plants, roads, bridges, electrical works, and solid waste management projects. Dr. Vijay Kumar has actively participated in seminars and workshops related to municipal administration and has served as a past chairman of Institute of Engineers Salem chapter. He has received training from the World Bank and ADCO in procurement guidelines and project executions. For his exemplary service, he was awarded by the government of Tamil Nadu in 2009 for successfully completing the second Vaigai water supply scheme in Madurai Corporation within the stipulated time, utilizing modern technologies. With a short brief, now I call upon our today's chief guest, Dr. Vijay Kumar, to take over the session. Sir, now the forum is open to you.
Thank you, sir. Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, sir, you can continue, sir.
Good morning to everybody. Respected dignitaries, it is my immense pleasure to thank the K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology Management, principals, HODs, faculty members, and staffs who is giving these opportunities by sharing my experience through this platform. I also thank Atal FDP Academy Online Faculty Development Program for the year 2024-25. My thanks for Dr. S. Ramesh and thanks Dr. N. Ramesh, K.S.R. College of Technology. I also thank the faculty members, principals. I also thank my principals and HOD staff, students of various environmental institutions to spare the time for their participant listening for the topic of tsunami hazardous and protective measures. Express my sincere thanks also to Dr. Natarajan, who is giving guidance and helping me on preparing the slides for this meeting. Further, I want to thank the other dignitaries who are on the listening my participant. I want to share some issues, the current scenarios of the disaster management roles we are giving. After long time, 60 years, 5 planets are come closer our Earth. There may be a change of more gravitational force, which any disaster events may occur at any time. We can prepare to face the situation as early as possible as a disaster management, mitigation, and preparedness to face the challenges. And also, I thank AITC Academy, according to giving me the chance to opportunities for share my experience as a for tuning the alert sign to the present situation. As I am a former chief engineer of municipal administration, government of Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and also handling the 2004 tsunami incident of Tamil Nadu areas like Nagapattinam, Kanyakumari, Pumbugar, and other areas, Velangani, like that. I am handling at that time. I was holding the post of city engineer of Salem Corporation successfully in that periods. Next, thanks for all of them. Sir, next, sir. Next, the next slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will move on.
Yes, as a description of the tsunami phenomena. Following an earthquake, landslide, or volcanic eruption, atmospheric disturbance, and meteorite impact and asteroid impact, the oceanic layer is disturbed within uplift and sometimes a substance of which several meters. The water surface acted upon the forces of gravity begins to oscillate and waves are generated in every direction outward from the source of origin. The figure shows a tsunami propagation. The velocity is reduced in shallow water, while the height of its wave rapidly increases. Moreover, deepening upon the depth of the sea, the wavelength is high. In that introduction, I will go to the next slides. The depth, velocity, wavelength, all are given in this for your information. The depth across a cross section of the coast during the tsunami. In the source, tsunami waves, how to move, tsunami wave height, how it comes, and also runoff near the earth surface. These are also in that. Next, sir. Next slide, sir. As a description of the tsunami phenomena, the tsunami is the Japanese term meaning wave, nami, in a harbor tissue. In the series of traveling waves, the extremely long Then and the period of usually generated by disturbance associated with the earthquake occurring below or near the ocean floor. Ocean floor. A tsunami can also be generated by other underwater disturbance such as landslides, volcanic eruption, and meteorites. A tsunami consists of series of 10 or more waves with cresting arriving every 10 to 60 minutes. The tsunami waves can be very long. Destructive tsunamis can be generated by large, shallow earthquake with an epicenter or fault line near or on the ocean floor. Usually, it takes an earthquake with a richer magnitude exceeding 7.5 to produce a destructive tsunami. Receding water is one of the first visible signs of the tsunami. Experts believe that receding ocean may be give people as much as give minutes 5 minutes warning only to evacuate the area. The specific is the for the most active tsunami zone, according to our U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. But tsunami have been generated in the Caribbean and the Mediterranean seas and the Indian and Atlantic Oceans. So you can change the slide, sir. Right. No. You go previous one. Sir, not before one, sir. Yeah, Pacific plates. See, sir, the description of tsunami from not this slide, sir. Before that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir. I
no.
will change it, sir.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute, sir. Now, sir.
It is okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
The Pacific plate divides under the erosion plate where they meet, pulling the erosion plate down. When the erosion plate cannot be bent anymore, it springs back up, causing an earthquake. Water is pushed up by the plate spring upward, creating a giant dome on the ocean surface. When that dome collapses back down, it creates the fast moving low wave. If the tsunami is formed in deep water, it can move as fast as a jet aircraft. As the sea floor gets shallower and the tsunami swells up and breaks when it reaches the land. Next, sir. Sir, next slide, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will change it, sir.
This slide shows the Earth tectonic plate boundaries. This is the Earth is divided into more tectonic boundaries as shown in the figure. The Earth lithosphere is made up of series of plates and that floats on the mantle. Scientists think the convention of the mantle causes these plates to move, triggering earthquakes, volcanics, mountain building events, or trench formation. These plates creep along at the rate of approximately 5 to 10 centimeters. Next, sir. Next. Sir, next.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. Slowly change it, sir.
Okay, sir. After that only I speak, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Shall I change in my tab, sir?
So wait a minute, sir. Some network
Yes,
issue.
Okay.
Sir, wait a minute, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, now okay, sir?
Okay, sir. This is
Okay,
enough.
sir. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir.
Oh, no issues, no, sir. As I already explained, the Earth is divided into a number of tectonic plates. As explained above, there are 16 principal tectonic plates shown in this. Next, sir.
Sir, wait a minute, sir. Okay, sir. Now,
Okay. It came, sir. Okay.
slowly change it, sir.
No,
There is
sir.
a problem.
Slowly change.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
This is the slide shows the digital tectonic activity map. How the Earth is formed millions of years before. This will be shown in the various tectonic slides, plates and the lines are shown in this. So next you can go. This slide is a new global tectonic maps with the subdivision of the continents, oceans, and mobile mountain belts in CA. There are 1,200 smaller plates are seen in the various colors like this. That only we have mentioned here in the slide. This is called the global tectonic plates. Change it, sir. Yes, the countries tsunami hazards and protective measures. The countries affected by 2004 Indian Ocean earthquakes. These slides shows the various area affected in the earth. Maximum it was affected in the Indonesia, Sumatra. It started about 9.1 Richter scale, Richter scale. That shows in the numbers of 6.65, 7.19, and all these things. It's in the Indonesia area. From the map, you know the destructive tsunami happened during the 2004 itself. Next, sir. Right. The most destructive tsunami was Indian Ocean tsunami, with its epicenter Sumatran, Indonesia, in the year 2004 during December 26th. On Sunday morning, 26 December 2004, the massive earthquake measuring 9.1 on the Richter scale struck off the west coast of the Sumatra, Indonesia. As the region, there are still people believed to have been swept away who have never been accounted for. Measured in lives lost, this makes it one of the 10 worst earthquakes in record of the history, as well as the single worst tsunami in the history. The tsunami waves caused widespread death and injuries, displaced thousands, destroyed towns, homes, livelihoods, infrastructure, and wrecked coastal areas. Due to the scale of destruction, estimate for the total lives lost vary according to the United Nations. Approximately 227 people were killed. Next, sir. As we explained previously, in the Sumatra, Indonesia tsunami is the major tsunami impacts. Sumatra tsunami took place on 26 2004, as already told. It is known that most destructive tsunami in the history and has caused great loss to human life and property, including those who natural vegetation and wildlife. The earthquake took place with its epicenter at Sumatra, Indonesia, as well as in the part of the Indian Ocean. It was the most deadliest tsunamis as it killed around 227,898 people, and even the planet vibrated to around 10 meters. It caused landslides up to 1,600 kilometers, and aftershocks were felt at Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Even the earthquake and tsunami continued daily for about 3 to 4 months with a magnitude of about 6 to 7. The energy of tsunami was around 5 megatons, which was equal to twice more than the energy consumed in the World War II. It caused rupturing of trees and poisoning of fresh water and lakes from that of sea. Apart from the infrastructure and life it destroyed, it shocked the whole of eastern and western part of the Indian Ocean. In Tamil Nadu, in India, Tamil Nadu, Nagapattinam district was severely affected, causing the death of around 6,051 people, most of them being for the fishing community. The villagers near the coastal regions were affected. Around 3 waves struck the region of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The third wave was the most deadliest one of war. As a result, it heavy ecosystem damage. Next, sir. Thank you. The tsunami hazards in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. The damage pattern in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, a tsunami exposed the vulnerability of the fishing community on the Tamil Nadu coast. Almost all non-engineered huts were washed away, while semi-engineered houses faced heavy damage in many villages along the coast. Living areas located within the distance of 2.5 km from the coastal line remained flooded for a considerably long period of time, and rescue operations were difficult in the worst affected areas like Nagapattinam, Kadalur, and Kanyakumari. The debris carried away by the waves caused a number of problems. The damages in the worst affected villages, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, is up to 70% of shelters. In Akkalampetai, Kanjipuram, Poompugar, Sonakuppam, Nagapattinam, Thiruvankadu, Tharangambadi, etc., as shown in the list. Next, sir. The sheer scale of the 2004 disaster shocked the world. More than 230,000 lives were lost, 1.7 million people displaced, the entire coastal communities wiped away, and the economic cost across 14 countries stood over 10 billion. For many of the scars of that tragedy remain visible, not only the physical landscape, but also in the collective memory of the affected communities. Japan is the country that is most prone to tsunamis. The second country where maximum tsunamis occur after the Japan is Indonesia. 90% of the tsunami occurs in the Pacific region of the Pacific Ocean of the world. Next, sir. Okay, sir. Tsunami hazards in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. This figure shows to the damage, how much damage occurs. This area is called Mulakuthurai, and the tsunami damages was shown in right and left, which was mentioned only. I have shown this slide. Next, sir. This is also another photo we have taken from this, and how much damages occurred in the left side Mulakuthurai houses, and large of debris collected in front of the without damaging the houses only. I want to tell on details during my tenure at the 2004 itself. At that time, I was working as a city engineer in Salem Corporation. Our all local body employees, unit employees were deputed for the tsunami restoration works, rescue works, in which the Salem City Municipal Corporation, the other chief engineers who have handled the storm affected areas also. After getting alerts and information from our state headquarters, the following events were handled by us. All the urban local bodies of local administration officers were involved, right from the senior officials like regional directors, commissioners, assistant commissioners, engineers, town planning officers, sanitary officers, workers like electrician, plumbers, sanitary supervisor, and other sanitary workers were deputed in this spot, various spot in the damage of the Tamil Nadu. A team of officials consisting of all variety of staffs were deputed to the tsunami affected areas in rotation basis and camp at the place more than 45 days to complete the work. We also sent catering person along with us with the utensils for the day-to-day food needs along with the necessary grocery required for the daily today needed. The person without any personal issue who involved in the work. We debuted our vehicles, machineries like JCPs, lorries for the garbage cleaning, water tanker, skylift ladder for street light maintenance, lorries for water supply, jeeps, sanitary equipments with the available disinfection materials to the affected area for doing the rescue works. We mobilize the essential needs like bedsheet, mats, water bottle, biscuits, breads, rice, grocery items, clothes like saris, dhotis, t-shirts, undergarments, etc. from the publics, business persons, merchants, service organization, schools, etc. and sent to affected areas with our staff for their immediate day-to-day requirement. We also debuted voluntary organizers and also NGOs to take care of the people who in the affected area for rescue works. Our various team officers debuted to needy places for attending the basic need works like cleaning, desilting of drains, street light restoration, water supply, hand pumps, public fountains, damages, etc. The immediate rescue works like communication, EB, street light, water supply, sanitation work done by the nearby municipality and the corporations without affecting the other area people with providing human normal supports. We are also arranging the food, water, milk, biscuit for their immediate needs after the all the place we collected, we got it and supported by the other Tamil Nadu government departments also. They have come and support the rescue works. We also daily monitoring and reviewing all the essential needs works by reviewing with the material supports. Dead bodies of humans, livestock, animals, vegetation, decay materials cleared and burying in one place separately without affecting the epidemic to the other people. These rescue works are continued for more than 1.5 months up to the normal activities to come their place. The rescue works like water supply, street light, sanitation, shelter requiring the immediate rectification, temporary shelters were done by all government various department officials with the support of the voluntary organization, NGOs, along with the human support. By supporting of all rescue works completed successfully. After watching this rescue operation of our country in Tamil Nadu, the other country, it was appreciated by the other nations and they were invited to our higher officials involved in them. They also wants to detail the activities for the success events and with the documentation and presentation to their country officials also. This is our side part of work included in the rescue works of Tamil Nadu during the year 2004. Sir. I want to put forth with this for our immediate rescuers only to all participant online meeting. Thank you. Next slide, sir. A tsunami hazard is the process that may cause loss of life in thousands, injury other than health impacts, property damage, social and economic disruption, or environmental degradation. The tsunami damage and destruction is caused by flooding, wave impacts, erosion, strong currents, and floating debris. A tsunami seawater can be just dangerous, if not more so, as it returns to the sea, taking debris and the people with it. Next, sir. The tsunami caused heavy damage to houses, tourist resort, fishing boats and gears, culture, ponds, and crops, and consequently affected the livelihood of large number of coastal communities. The destructive wave impacted not only the soil and water resources, but also damaged healthy coral reefs, seagrass bed, and beach forests. The surviving victims faced psychological stresses resulting from the loss of their loved ones, being rendered homeless, and fears of another tsunami. The tsunami effects on the human settlements, livelihoods, coastal resources, natural environment, together with the psychological well-being of the coastal communities, have contributed to the degradation of the coastal ecosystem. Next, sir. Earth's natural hazards, tsunami are among the most infrequent. The major tsunami do not happen often, but when they do, they can have a significant impact on life, property, climate change, global warming, coastal ecosystem, including estuaries, lagoons, coral reefs, and mangroves. The estuaries means the junction of the river and the sea water junction. Even a small tsunami, which are more frequent, can cause loss of life, injuries, and considerable damages in the coastal ecosystem. Tsunami impacts can vary greatly from one community to the next, depending on the local bathymetry and topography of the coastline, of the sea and the inland level, slope and the normal sea level. The bathymetry means the study of water body topography, sir. Next. Next slide, sir. The field survey also revealed that December 2004 event also caused a substantial deterioration to the natural environment. The destructive wave damaged healthy coral reefs, sea grass beds, and beach forests along the impacted coastal settings. It was reported, however, the extensive areas of mangroves and other coastal forests had played an important role in mitigation the effect of the 2004 tsunami disaster. The catastrophe also caused significant geomorphic changes along the Andaman coastal line, such as eroding sand beaches and enlarging the mounds of the rivers to the sea. The devastating wave has, in fact, literally redrawn the shorelines of the Andaman coast of the southern Thailand. The catastrophe is a sudden disaster that causes the great damage, severe sufferings. This is the meaning for that. Next, sir. Tsunami hazard. Not, sir. It was not like that. Next slide, you can come another slide also.
Sir, next slide, sir.
Right, this is right. This is right.
Okay.
And the tsunami comprises the hazards, the risk factors. These are the risk factors we have said. Living by the sea in the earthquake prone zones, poor quality buildings, destruction of the environment and the natural barriers, lack of coastal land use, lack of coastal land use planning, the development of tourist settlement in tsunami prone zones, the vulnerable areas. Tsunami can be generated in ocean and sea around the world. But the Pacific Ocean has a much more frequent occurrence of large destructive tsunami because of the many large earthquakes along its edges have formed. Next, sir. The tsunami is a series of enormous ocean waves caused by the earthquakes. Already we explained in that detail early. That it travels to 20 to 30 miles per hour with the waves of 10 to 100 feet high. Cause of flooding and disturbed transportation, power, communication, and the water supply. Happen anywhere along US coast. The coasts that border the Pacific Ocean or Caribbean Sea have the greatest risk points. The next slide, sir. This slide shows the tsunami affected areas along the Andaman coast, southern Thailand, etc. The left side shows the end. There was some red line, red marking. Then only it forms the tsunami starting there in the Richter scale of 9.1. The other slides also, some of the place they have started in that. In the bottom slide, a group of resort building rise in ruins, and this side also the boat rests in the shore, right. These are all the damage. I want to show the slides for damage, right, sir. Next, sir. This is also the slides, photos showing the damages and the source and the other areas. Left is other side of the damages. And before coming tsunami, the views are shows like this in left side. And after affecting tsunami, the views are coming. This is the area. Okay, sir. Next. Next.
Yes, sir. Change, sir.
Right, sir. Okay, it is right. In the aftermath of the tsunami, the government and international partners united to establish the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System, with Australia, Indonesia, and India as a regional tsunami service providers. 27 national tsunami warning centers can now receive tsunami threats alerts within 10 to 15 minutes of the seismic event. More than 75% of the coastal communities in high-risk areas have access to tsunami early warning information compared to less than 25% in 2004. If the awareness is 2004 is 25% only. At present, after forming this forum, there was the capacity of receiving the awareness is 75%, sir. The tsunami ready program and UNDP tsunami projects are empowering local leaders, schools, and residents with life-saving knowledge. Moreover, advances in multi-hazard early warning system have enabled better integration of tsunami preparedness with the flood, cyclone, and other coastal hazard preparedness. Still, the changes have grown more complex. Climate change is amplifying the frequency and the severity of water-related disaster with impacts that often cascade and compound geophysical disaster such as earthquakes and volcanics, etc. Tsunami transformations, tragedy. Next slide. This slide shows how the tsunami protective measures taken. I explained. The National Disaster Management Authority has identified the importance of upgrading the early warning system for tsunami as well as other disasters. The authority also highlights that the nodal institution responsibility in identifying the existing technological gaps and developing methods to upgrading the system in timely manner. Next, sir. This is shown for the tsunami caution board. You will place the tsunami warned area or cautioned areas before coming to tsunami. Next, sir. Next. But there are things communities can do before, during, and after a tsunami that can save lives and minimize the losses. So, to prepare for tsunami, coastal communities should conduct hazard assessment to understand how tsunami of the different sizes and sources might affect them. Next. Install and shall I continue, sir?
So that is next slide, sir.
Sir?
Next slide, sir.
No, not
Okay.
necessary. Install an early warning system and educate people about tsunami and how to stay safe. The public awareness, educate the public about the tsunami and how to stay safe. Preparedness, plans and practice how to respond to tsunami. Evacuation, move to high ground or inland as soon as you see sign of tsunami or receive the warning. Evacuation routes, establish, mark and publish evacuation routes. Educate, understand what a tsunami is, how it develops, and its impacts on the coasts. Hazard map including clearly designated shelters and safe areas. Next slide, sir. Other way to prepare for mitigate the potential impact of the tsunami emphasizes thoughtful land use planning and building design in tsunami hazard zones and include the following factors also. Improving the evacuation routes, building tsunami evacuation structures, limiting new development in tsunami hazard zones, designing, siting and building structures to minimize the tsunami damage, adopting building codes that address the tsunami is, protecting and strengthening existing structure and infrastructure that, if damaged, would be negatively affect the response and recovery, moving important community assets and vulnerable populations out of tsunami hazard zones, planning for post-tsunami recovery. These factors should be considered for protective measures. Next slide, sir. Continued. Communities that understand their tsunami risk are better prepared to protect the public in the event of tsunami. Protective measures include the following: planning and practicing for response to tsunamis, warning the public, establishing, marking, and publishing evacuation routes, educating the public. Next slide, sir. Construct protective structures. These structures should be constructed. Build tsunami resistance structures with reinforced concrete and deep foundations. Strengthen and reinforce existing building structures. Move homes and buildings away from the shoreline. Protect essential infrastructure such as school and hospitals, roads, harbors, power plants, banking and building structures, etc. Higher levels if possible. Install seawalls and revetment structures that can be built along the shoreline to help protect the shore from the storm save. Ensure that the natural barriers, dunes, mangroves, and coral reefs are protected. Integrate indigenous knowledge into tsunami protection plans. Educate locals and tourists on tsunami risks and integrate tsunami education in the school curriculum itself. Place tsunami evacuation signs along the roadway, clearly indicating the route to the higher ground level. Next, sir. If you are under the tsunami warning, what we will do? If you caused by an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold to protect yourself from the earthquake first. Get in high ground as far inland as possible. Be alert to signs of tsunami, such as sudden rise or drainage of draining, draining of ocean waters. Listen to emergency formation and alerts. Always follow the instruction from the local emergency managers. Evacuate. Do not wait. Leave as soon as you see any natural signs of the tsunami or receive an official tsunami warnings. If you are in a boat, go outside of the sea. Next. What to do during the tsunami times? Drop, cover, already explained, drop, cover and hold on that. Move to the high ground, stay away from the water, follow the instruction, stay away from debris, check for gas leaks, etc. Check for food. Next. Next, sir. This slide shows the tsunami protective measures taken by the government and international agencies involved in the tsunami warnings and mitigations. Risk management for tsunamis include guidelines on tsunami risk assessment, management, etc. Intergovernmental Oceanography Commission is coordinating the implementation of the global tsunami warning system, building upon its experience in the Pacific to establish the regional warning system for the Indian Ocean, Caribbean Sea, and the northeastern island, the Mediterranean, and connected seas, etc. The regional system coordinate international tsunami warning and mitigation activities, including the issuance of timely and understandable tsunami bulletins to the intergovernmental oceanographic members in the states. Next, sir. Next, that the tsunami fateful day also galvanized unprecedented global solidarity, cooperation, and innovation in the disaster preparedness. Early warning system and public awareness of tsunami have made significant progress. Regional cooperation in many aspects is to thank. Scattered across the coastline today are visible investment in the warning and evacuation. With the regular tsunami drills, Sirens sound in multiple languages, and the children are practiced ready to lead their families to stay safe. Vertical shelters stand out along the popular beaches with standardized evacuation route signages pointing the way. Homes have ready grab bags. Homes have ready grab bags packed within the important documents, medication, torches, and batteries. Livestock are also brought to the higher ground, and boats stay out in the deep sea, safeguarding the livelihoods. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Tsunami protective measures also is explained in the slide. Following the 2004 event, it has become apparent that our India nation's disaster management strategies need to be strengthened through the implementation of mitigation and preparedness options to enhance the community's resilience to the natural events such as tsunami. As the Indian Ocean has several seismic sources, recurrences of the tsunami on the scale of the 2004 event can be anticipated in the future. According to NGI, the tsunami generated by the magnitude 8.5 earthquake on a Sudana arc and island group in Indonesia would crash into the Andaman coast of the southern Thailand and cause major losses of life and deterioration of the property again within 50 to 100 years. Next, sir. These figures shows the how we have prepared for tsunami is like shown. In diagram A, block protection is shown. The barrier blocking wall, you see that in left side top. The blocking wall should be constructed to safeguard the tsunami waves within the sea itself, like that. Then B, avoiding the accommodation. If you can construct any building to raise the sea level maximum height, you can avoid the tsunami damages. And after C, when we construct any building on the seashore and tsunami areas, we can construct a wall like the semicircle. See that there may be a wall to be constructed to save the building. And the D, it shows if we retreating when any existing building is affected area in the prone zone, we should set back to the building and reconstruct it. And E, the slowing wave slowing elements, these should be shown. Some of the files of the concrete or wooden trees pillars are to be penetrate installed in the seashore area. It should protect the tsunami wave effect. Next, sir. Next. This is the figure shows the countries affected by 2001 Indonesia ozone earthquake. Already I explained this figure early, for which I am herewith attaching 3 slides regarding the tsunami, how it forms, how it protect, how it develop in other countries protect attached. The already explained in the Indonesia Malay area only highly affected, that shows in that sketch. This should be the after seeing our video clipping, we can again show the details also. Next, sir. Next. And this is my conclusion, sir. In order to reduce tsunami hazard, increase the effective of tsunami protective measures are required to impart tsunami awareness, education, and drill to be made in all level education institutions from elementary school to higher education in India. Focus should be given to capacity building and professional training, capacity building to at all levels and recommended, especially in the areas research and development institutions. Faculty members who are involved in earthquakes and tsunami related research and education, architecture and engineering from the different universities and the institutes should be brought together to develop comprehensive models to develop the mitigation methods and the disaster management during the tsunami preparedness. And also we should make tsunami awareness education and drill to all peoples. And also we should give counseling for tsunami affected people with they live with the fear only. We should give the strengthening the fears awareness, the how to should be live in peace. We should give the training, and the parent lost children's, we should be focus on the education by government agencies or NGOs, and all this to be considered in case of tsunami events. This is my detailed lecture on tsunami issues, and I also handled this situation also. This is my thank you for patient hearing to all dignitaries, students, HODs, principals, and all the people. Thank you very much. I want to show this video clipping. Sir, go back. Go back to
Sir,
the.
you will wait a minute, sir. I will share the PPT, sir. Sorry, video, sir.
Yes. It will come about the 20, 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. Three videos I have in process.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, very nice presentation. This is Dr. Ramesh from K.S.R. College of Technology, sir, Professor Civil, sir.
Thank you,
Sir, I have few clarification regarding your disaster management activities in your services. Shall I ask the clarifications?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can ask.
Sir, before that, some. Okay, sir. The first question is, sir, regarding that rehabilitation. Regarding the rehabilitation activities of the people. Sometimes the people are lost their houses. Even though in tsunami, so much of people lost their houses in the coastal zones.
Yes.
Even though in that sometimes the flood comes, the dam construction activities are going there. People are lost their livelihood and cattle using that grazing land. Everything is lost. Even though the Narmada River Valley project also, even though Metur Dam like that. As an engineer, you are working in many public projects.
Yes.
How the people are convinced during this type of time? Do you have any personal experience in this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are having a personal experience.
Yes.
After doing the rescue works, we should collect the people in one place and giving first initially the awareness how to proceed further. And the government, with the assistance of government and NGOs, we should give temporary shelters on the shore of the seashore of the banks. Then through the government, we recommended for permanent structure along with some protective zones itself. We are awarding the houses freely to them. This is our method of further future plan, and many of the seashore area away from the shoreline, they have constructed the house by the government grant, and also that constructed by donation, getting donation from the others. They will provide that issue, sir.
The participants also, you can ask the queries. We are going to provide some sort of pictures for the audience. I hope it's screened in the PPT now. Sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar sir,
Yes,
so
sir.
we want to show some pictures, and we are going to some projects are the people are suffered. I am asking with related this type of pictures, sir. So here, sir, the answer you can say at the last, sir.
Yes.
The first poster, yes, sir. The first one here that you see the people
Yes.
are lost their lives and go away from their livelihoods, sir, and they are going to shift to some other place. So
Yes.
it is the first scene we are having,
Okay.
and then we are purely academicians, sir. We are not much experience related.
No, you ask anything, sir. I will answer whatever I know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, like what are the different type of projects or mainly make a problem is that and dams and some other activities that people are fully on disasters and construction of dams and so many projects that flood related dams and diversion type of structures, the people are totally suffered in especially the Narmada projects, sir. And then so many 3 lakh of people affected and 573 villages are sinking in the water, submerged in the water.
Okay.
And then it is the main problem.
Okay.
And then nowadays, I am going to speak about the disaster like that. In Chennai and Tirunelveli, we are facing the rain. The rain is going like a cloud buster. Cloud buster happens here. Here afterwards, there is only flash flood type of rain only. That climatologists are warning now. No,
Yes.
normal rain, sir.
Okay.
Even though the cloud buster happens, immediately the Chennai or Tirunelveli, like their cities are submerged in water.
Yes.
How we are going to? Because nowadays that we are afraid to residing in Chennai or somewhere like Velachery, something people are afraid to residing in the ground floor. Even though you can, you are in Chennai now, the
Yes, sir.
cars are going to be parked in uh, the flyovers. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nowadays,
Yes.
flyovers,
Yes.
importantly, the people are using whenever the rain comes. That much of threatening is people are facing whenever the rain comes, sir. How
Yes.
we are going to make the awareness and what type of alarming we are in need, sir.
Right, sir. This is a right question. But I want to explain the previous situation in the town, not only the Chennai and all the towns. We are having small drains and small canals and small diversion of channels in the earth bank only. At that time, the rains are very low, raining are very low, and the flooding is somewhat less only. But recent years, due to global warming system, the heavy rains and cloud bustings also happened. Then the entire 1 year rain will fall in within a 3 to 4 days or within a month's time. So we facing flooding in addition to all the areas and low level areas also. For that, the corporation people like Chennai, Madurai, and other Thuthukudi, Erode, etc., they are suffering a lot. For which the government has allotted the fund for construction of major drains along with the smaller drains and also channels to lead to the lakes, areas, and other areas. This should be constructed instead of earth. It will provide a concrete walls and vent also maximum vent is provided, for which I have mentioned in the profile. I have worked in the Madurai corporation area, for which previously it was just innovation in the Madurai, in the Periyar bus stand, Periyar bus stand, and also after constructing the major drains, we have constructed approximately 800 kilometers of drain in and around the Madurai area, and almost 48 major channels, about 50 kilometers length, constructed and take the water to the lower level place. After constructing these major structures, there has to be somewhat minimized in the flooding time. In the same kind of way, the Madras Corporation also getting well bank work and other government assistance grants, and also they are also now constructed the major drains and all those things. It's mainly the floodation is made in the Chennai is Buckingham canals. The Buckingham canals is not only one way to let out the drainage, flooding water in the sea, but we should find a route to divert the Buckingham in various places and cut the provide drains to dispose in the Buckingham to the sea in several places. This also my friend is suggesting the Chennai PW engineers and other Chennai corporation area people. We have suggested and given a written request also. From which activities and only we can involve in that work only, and we should make this kind of complaint should be avoided in future. This is my experience, what I have faced and what I have did my project work like this only. I did my major roles only, for which every local bodies are doing the same work. Initially, they developed the basic needs like water supply and all those things. Now we more pay concentration paying the inundation flood water to move out from the in a habitation area, for which they have concentrated now only. If any specific complaint is there, we should also involve and also give the suggestions how to take the away from the inundation area, and we can suggest, we can give our experience, sharing our experience also, sir. What you have said is exactly right, sir. This is faced every town and every corporation place, and even in a small town also they are faced. But now a little bit moved away from the situation by getting the funds from the other other loan agencies, lending agencies, etc. Sir, this is my tenure in the service. We are doing like that, sir.
So I request the participants to ask the questions. So Sari is having more than 45 years of experience in government sector. So you ask your questions.
Dear participants, you can ask any queries. We have enough little time for the next speaker arrival. So we are going to utilize his rich experience, and you can ask any type of Sari is mostly explained about that tsunami and everything. And we are asking so many doubts regarding rehabilitation of people who are affected by tsunami, as well as disaster like famine, as well as heavy flood like flash flood, and so much of a forest fire, so much of disaster nowadays we are facing, because every day we are afraid of any kind of problem. Now we are that started of summer, even though in that we are going to make awareness the old people, because some type of in Erode that highest temperature is recorded. It is exceeded then the Vellore. Sometimes that so due to that heavy type of heat waves, it is going to be affect the people. So the government is warned up to 12 noon to 3 p.m. The people are asked to go not go take any type of risk when going on outside. And sir, as engineer, sir, PWD and municipal administration. So nowadays, the next disaster we are going to face like a heat storm very
Yes,
soon, because now
yes,
the March is started within a week, sir. Some
yes,
March, April, May up to June, we are going to 4 months. We are going to fully submerged in the heat waves, sir. So,
okay.
what kind of government buildings and private buildings, how to escape from this disaster, sir? Do you have any kind of advice to the people?
Yes, sir. First, during these kind of seasons, we will be inspect the building, and some of the vegetation roots should be developed in the parapet walls and other walls of the building. We should first remove that and saturate the cracks, and also for this immediately, sir. It should be, damage should not be caused easily. First thing. Then we should be properly drained in front of the house. That should be without flooding areas. We should maintain our diet only. And as you said earlier, the water supply and other those things are to be very scarcity which we should be faced. For which the rainwater harvesting structure we should be renovated, and they should be allowed to pour the rainwater into the rainwater structures. That is help the improve the ground level ground level water level increases. Then the every damaged building, if it is badly damaged, we should completely remove. Then only we can reconstruct it, sir. That is my best idea to do the cost from the damages, and also save the life of the humans also, sir. Then we should, when we have a rainy season, we should be whitewashed, painting should be done, and weathering course of the building should be checked, and drain out of the pipelines are to be checked correctly for to safeguard the buildings. These are all other things. And the desilting of the drains and channels, that will be done by the corporation officials, for which they have already planned and they have programmed and doing a phased manner itself, sir. And we should also have a plan of action every year in our head office, and we should alert all the key officials. We are going to face the heavy storm situation. We are facing the heavy scarcity water scarcity situation. This has to be given alert, and how to prepare means you can provide extra bore wells, and you can keep the water in a storage manner and use very effective manner without loss giving to the maximum loss. These all should be educated to the public, and we are also as a government official doing the some plan of action to do what are the this year to take the protective measures regarding water bearing structures, regarding overhead tanks, regarding drainage structures, and other structures would lead to the public without any harm to the human settlement. We will do accordingly only, sir. Then, as a person individual, we should maintain our health without damage. Very small damages causes future in big damages also. We should be safely watching and do the rectification then and there itself. It is my opinion in that regard, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
is
sir.
audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
So
Audible.
this is last question, sir.
Okay, sir.
As per your experience, sir,
Yes.
man-made disaster versus natural disaster,
Yes.
which one is more vulnerable or painful, sir?
Sir, the man-made disasters we can manage, but natural disasters are very vulnerable, and we should handle very effectively, quickly, and very rapidly also. For which we are causing more attention on the natural disaster before coming the disaster, and also after disaster period over, we should pay concentration more on the areas. This is my experience sharing.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your answer, sir. And
Sir,
thank you for
please,
your very nice presentation, sir.
thank you very much, sir. Please provide a video also, sir.
So wait a
Hello,
minute,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, as per your slides,
Yes.
whenever there is tsunami or something,
Sir.
water is pushed and
Yes.
it is creating a giant dome.
Yes.
Why the dome so safe? Why not other safe?
Sir, I'm not audible to your.
Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Hello. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Am I audible? So,
Yes, tell me, sir.
for the tsunami, water is pushed up, as per your
Yes.
slide, water is
Yes.
pushed up by the plate springing upward,
Yes.
creating a dome shape. Why it is dome shape? Why not other shape? What is the reason behind this?
Sir, due to gravitational force, it's come out like domes. That's only I said like this, sir.
Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, that we are not able to, that videos are not able to, we are trying, sir, but not able to open, sir. We are also awaiting for the next
link, sir. Sir, okay, I have given the link. It's very useful for the public, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are going to share in our WhatsApp group also, sir. Don't worry, sir.
Yes,
Everyone is every day they are giving the feedback, as well as we are giving some sort of assignments also.
Okay.
We are also having share the videos to the audience, and we are asking to make it as mandatory for assignments, sir. Don't worry, sir.
Okay, sir.
Don't worry. Here some technical issues regarding that connectivity and everything, and it's very tough to open, sir.
Okay.
We are also that session, and the next speaker also try to join within minutes, sir. That's why also.
Very
Sorry for the regretting to not able to screen the video at this moment, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
sir.
Sorry. Sir, all the questions you have give the very elaborate and very much satisfied explanation through your experience, sir. It is very much extraordinary, and it's very tough to get this type of experience like you people, sir. It's very now we are right person. We are calling today through the Atal FDP. Thank you for your nice sharing your nice experience.
Sir, I want to tell one thing, sir. One of our participants had a doom, how you mentioned the doom. In that video, it should be give brief details for his question also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I am going to take this. Even though it is possible, the next session we are going to.
The video
I
itself
try to.
self-explanatory for that.
Yes, sir.
The video itself self-explanatory to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are going to put some useful questions regarding this video and ask to submit a few questions and answers like assignments, sir. Sure, sir. I am promising you to do. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all. For patient listening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The participants are requested to stay back within 5 minutes. The next resource person to be joined.
Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir.
Participants wait for 10 more minutes. The next session will be start by 5 o'clock.
Sir, is audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Abdul Bari from KSR. Hope you're.
Sir, is audible, sir?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. It's audible.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Okay, sir.
Good
Sir,
evening,
can you able to share the slide, sir?
Yes,
will
sir.
check it
Yes, sir.
once.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, let me slide. Share. Windows போடலாமா?
Yes, sir. Your slide is visible, sir. Sir, in full screen mode.
அதுதான்
Visible, sir. Visible, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So within 1 minute, we will start officially, sir.
No problem, sir.
So shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening to everyone present over here. I warmly welcome you all to the last session of our 6 days faculty development program on disaster risk management analysis and mitigations. It will be a wonderful journey of learning and sharing knowledge. As the saying goes, learning is journey, not a destination. Through this FDP is coming an end. The insights and knowledge we have gained will stay with us. Let us make the final session. Welcome once again. Today's last session will be handled by Professor Dr. G. Janardhanan, Professor, Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, National NITTR, Chennai. A short brief about today's chief guest. Dr. G. Janardhanan is a professor of civil and environmental engineering and dean academic and research at National Institute of Teachers, Technical Teachers Training and Research, NITTR, Chennai. He also serves as the head of the Center for Academic Studies and Research. With over 23 years of experience in research, teaching, and consulting, his expertise spans various fields, including water quality analysis, lakefront development and remediation, solid and hazardous waste management, sustainable construction materials, urban environmental management and smart cities, engineering education, MOOCs, and academic quality frameworks. His research is funded by ITEC, DST, World Bank, MEE, Ministry of Environment Science, PWD, and various state governments and industries. He has published 45 plus research papers and holds a patent for manufacturing artificial aggregate from waste, and has developed 6 MOOCs with over 30,000 registrations. Dr. Jonathan has coordinated 2,000 plus training programs and trained around 20,000 participants, including 23 international programs for delegates from 68 countries. He also serves as a reviewer for international journals and conferences. He has received several prestigious fellowships and awards, including NSF Grand USA Workshop at Virginia Tech, Young Engineer Award, Institute of Engineers India, AACE Geotechnical Award by American Society of Civil Engineers, UNESCO IIOE special prize through online video competitions, fellowships from EPFL Switzerland and University of Illinois USA. Dr. Jonathan has served in national committees under MOU, AICT, and UGC for pedagogy, virtual universities, and accreditations. He is an assessor and evaluator for NBA, NABL, and State University. He is an active member of various professional societies, including ASCE, ASCE, IWA, ISTE, IGS, IEI, and NSWA. With this short introduction, I will like to welcome Dr. G. Janathan sir for today's evening session on the topic geotechnical aspects of landslides, hazard, and reductions. Sir, before start of the session, I will request all the participants to switch on your camera for a photo session. Participants are requested to switch on your camera for a photo session. Yes, sir. Now the meeting is open to you, sir. Thank you, participants.
Okay,
Sir, the forum is open to you.
Okay, let me start the session. And it's my pleasure to be part with K.S.R. Group. So last week we had a vibrant session with Ramesh sir. So I went to K.S.R. So this is an online session. Offline, online, and online, offline. Maybe with K.S.R. Tiruchengodu, quite often we are coming last week offline, this week online, next week offline. So good to meet you guys once again. And it's one of the wonderful initiative by Government of India, especially AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, ATAL, because this is a very vibrant scheme and touchwood from the starting of ATAL till today. I am there in the ATAL sessions and also in the various this thing, and it's blessed to be there with them. And in this phase, it was a very good initiative by connecting global and national. Because even when during one of the meeting, I told after 6:30, 5:30, 4:30, if you make the participants to attend ATAL, how far we can infringe on the private time? Because it's not correct, no? Because learning has to be at, because now there is no concept of check do list. They are talking about time box. So we have to allocate the time and we have to do it. This is the time which box is allocated to my family, to my friends, to my this thing. But as a faculty, we are 24/7. So now let us start with the discussion because this is the last day. Let me have some interaction with the participants to get their views. I know because in online session, we did a lot of homeworks. We have observed in online sessions, if it is 95, maybe 50% they will be actively listening. I'm not telling others are not listening. They try to listen, but maybe their prior commitment might create some confusion. It happens because everyone at the starting of the new year, we try to make a pragya. This year we are going for the gym. This year I'm going to go for a walking and I'm going to take a conscious into health. This might be there in the first, but very quickly now 2 months is over. 2 months is getting over very quick. So the disaster, very rightly, the Ramesh has floated a proposal on disaster management risk. You remember, India is facing all sort of disasters because disasters could be grouped into 3 major categories: natural disasters, man-made disasters and biological disasters. That's the way our government of India declared. But the topic of disasters become forefront with the formation of NADM after very, very famous earthquake known as Bhuj earthquake. Bhuj earthquake in the year 2000. Because recently I have been to Bhuj. Last week I went to Bhuj and I visited the White Rana. When Ramesh sir was calling, I was saying I was in the Bhuj, sir, I will call you back. Because I went to Bhuj and to witness and to see the white run. Because the nature by itself there, it is very unique. The white beach will come. The salt sediments you can see in the Rana of Kutch. So it's near to the Bhuj. So we visited Bhuj and from Bhuj I came to Delhi and back to Chennai. So the Bhuj, natural. So because the natural disasters, it could be an earthquake, flood, cyclone, landslide, all are grouped under natural disasters. Earthquake, landslides, flood, cyclone, tsunami, hurricane, everything. All this is are natural disasters. Naturally they are occurring, so we are not doing anything. But man-made disasters are different. But landslide is one such disaster. Even though it is a natural disaster, it comes also maybe due to man-made. Earthquake, we are not going to do anything. By movement of plate, automatically it's going to come. Flood, tsunami, we cannot predict it. But landslide, uniqueness of the landslide is, it is a natural disaster. But it's also man-made disaster. Kadavul Padi, Miragam Padi, like in Gunam, this thing in Kamala Hassan movie, like that. So this is 50% natural, 50% man-made, or it is a blended disaster. We can call it, this is a blended disaster, or which make us a flipped one. Okay, because we quite often talks blended, flipped, all those things. It is a blended disaster, blended disaster. But my dear friends, we should know the real meaning of disasters, sir. Real meaning of disasters. What exactly we mean by disaster? How the disasters could be grouped. How the disasters could be grouped and what are the ways and means which the disasters could be conducted. So I need the participants. Today, now they are 99. Soon they will reach 100. Now I need the participants to put it in the chat box. The three major questions the three major terminology. I am requesting, don't look into any online tools. Don't look into chat GPT, nothing. Frankly, I am not going to remember name. Adi Lakshmi madam name first is there. Ramesh sir name is there. Gopal Charan Behra, Selva Sundaram, Pramod Kumar Yadav. All the names I can read, but I will forget, to be frank. Forget in the sense its acquaintance is not very clean. No? So that we are not going to have quite of an acquaintance. So that is the reason. So I request the participants, very humble way. So I request them to tell, to provide this thing. Um, to provide a major thing. What exactly you mean by hazard? Risk, vulnerability, disaster. Because why I'm telling you is the first class of my disaster management. Because I had a fellowship, UNDR fellowship, because I worked with Professor R.K. Bhandari. He was my guru and mentor. He was from, even if you see the landslide hazard zonation map of India, that map they would have written, it is developed in collaboration with Center for Disaster Mitigation and Management at Anna University. After I finished my master's, I got placed in a software company. So, but the month of April, I have to join because at the time it was 1.5 years master's. January, I completed. So, I completed with Professor Sargunath sir and Professor Ilambardi sir told me, during your 2 months, what you are going to do. And I think simply I'm going to read some Java or blah, 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 because IT company. So I just want to. He said you can come and because I did my project with VB and SQL, all the programming projects I did with highway management system. So he said, why can't you come and do? So okay, I also thought, okay, let it be because if I sit at home idle, because I may not get this thing, let me go. At that time, he introduced me to Professor R.K. Bhandari. He was a renowned scientist of the country on landslide, very, very renowned. in Roorkee. He worked, and his PhD was from Imperial College. So where he did under on landslides, mudslides. He did on mudslides. So I had an acquaintance there. They at CDMM he was a director. After his post retirement, he joined for a few years. He was staying there. At that time, I was blessed to meet sir, and I associated to work with him. Okay, coming back to the then I had a fellowship to attend a course at Switzerland, Geneva. So we went to. So I was blessed to attend that program UNDR. It was a very wonderful disaster management course where volcano is also one of the natural disaster. So, and I also FEMA certified professional in disaster management, Federal Emergency Management Agency in US. I have been certified by few courses. I did some micro credential courses there. I am in 2003 and 4. So that was not 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, sorry, 5 and 4 and 5, 4 and 5. So a first class in disaster management, we focus only on what exactly you mean by hazard, what exactly you mean by risk, what exactly you mean by vulnerability. I request the participants feel free. I request a very free, a frank manner. No need to worry, but I just want them to put an answer. What exactly you mean by hazard, risk? What do you mean by hazard? What do you mean by risk? What do you mean by vulnerability? What do you mean by disaster? Hazard, risk, and disaster. So I request the participants to express the free hazard. This means hazard. This means risk. This means, because why I'm asking this question is, based on this only we are going to make our plan for mitigation plan, risk management, everything we are going to plan accordingly. So I request the participants to put in the chat box what exactly you mean by hazard. What exactly we mean by?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Participants, you can post in question and answer discussion session. Since chat box is not available. Yeah.
Okay, chat box, you says chat box is not working. It is refreshing as Ramesh sir was mentioning. So
Yes,
follow the Ramesh sir instructions. So kindly I request everyone to post it in the
Q&A.
Q&A. Because I asked the question, now you have to give the answer. Okay, it's not. I made a wrong option. No, it is not chat, as Ramesh sir was mentioning.
Yes.
It is Q&A. Q&A. So I will pose the question: what do you mean by hazard, risk, and vulnerability, and disaster? Exactly define hazard, sir. Hazard na enna? What do you mean by hazard? The term hazard, because in my presentation title, my friends have given me hazard. So what exactly we find hazard? What do we mean by hazard, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we mean by hazard? My dear friends, please.
Participant mic is also enabled. You can able to talk.
இந்த கேள்விக்கே பதில் இல்லாத ஒரு டிசாஸ்டர் மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சுல்ல. Okay. We never thought, or you have been slided. I don't know. Maybe நான் போட்டு பார்க்கணுமா ஒரு கேள்வி?
Participants, the participant mic is also enabled. You can able to have a chat also.
Sir, answer for that question, sir.
Hazardous is the most dangerous thing which could cost.
இல்ல நீங்க சொல்ற ஆன்சர் வந்து எளிமையா எல்லாருக்கும் புரியுற மாதிரி. அசார்ட்னா என்ன? அசார்ட் இதுதான் அசார்ட் சார். இதுதான் ரிஸ்க், இதுதான் வல்னரபிலிட்டி, இதுதான் டிசாஸ்டர். ஏன்னா நம்ம இந்த கோர்ஸோட கரு ஓகே ஐ திங்க் தேர் ஆர் சம் நார்த் இந்தியன்ஸ் ஆர் ஆல்சோ தேர். I don't want to create a confusion by discussing only. What exactly you mean by hazard? Hazard na enna?
we can say the example like Bhopal incident.
Okay. அது ஒரு டிசாஸ்டர் இல்ல சார், அது மேன்மேட் டிசாஸ்டர். போபால் கேஸ் ட்ராஜடி, விமாட்டா ட்ராஜடி ஆர் செர்னோபில் டிசாஸ்டர், இதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்களாலே ஒரு மேன்மேட் டிசாஸ்டர் மாதிரி. அதாவது ஒரு மனிதனோட ஈகோவால வந்தது செர்னோபில் டிசாஸ்டர். ஒரு சீனியர் ஜூனியர். பிகாஸ் இஃப் யூ see the Chernobyl disaster documentary in Disney Hotstar, இப்ப Jio Hotstar, there is this thing, those are all Chernobyl everything. What yes, let me listen from sir. சொல்லுங்க சார், சொல்லுங்க. Yes sir, tell me sir.
Nothing else, you can proceed.
No, நீங்க அசால்ட்டா சொல்ல வந்தீங்க. நான் வந்து நான் உங்க ஆன்சருக்கு ஒரு டிசாஸ்டர் பண்ணிட்டேன், சொல்ல வந்து நடுவுல ரிஸ்க் கொடுத்துட்டேன். அசால்ட்னா என்ன மீன் பண்றீங்க சார்? What exactly we mean by அசால்ட்?
It's the most dangerous thing which could cost lots of lives and lots of infrastructures.
Okay, fantastic. அப்ப டிசாஸ்டர்னா என்ன சார்?
Disaster, maybe a natural thing. It could be like a flood disaster, I think, and then the 2013 incident. It could be a cloudburst.
Okay.
So disaster means it is devastating the things.
Okay. Okay. Peer okay, let it be. Sir has told something. Because remember, sir, hazard, risk, vulnerability and disaster. இது நாலு வந்து ஒரு major terminology which we should remember whenever we are working in disaster. Hazard na ஆபத்து. Why it is, I am telling you in Tamil ஆபத்து, because in Tamil radio, All India Radio, maybe when I was in 7th class or 6th class, 7th class, I forgot. So, Marler Soleil or program, 1.5 years, 2 years, it came continuously. Every Sunday, I give lecture for 10 minutes, only 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes. I'll ஒரு கதை சொல்லும். Kutabiran said Padina. So, the first word I uttered in All India Radio is ஆபத்து. ஆபத்து என்று சொன்னாலே நமக்கு தோன்றுவது பயம்தான். Hazard means ஆபத்து. It doesn't create any problem to us, but there is a risk, problem, ஆபத்து. We have to remember hazard means it will not create by itself. It will not create by itself, sir. My dear participants, you should remember hazard will not create anything. Hazard means there is a threat which could cause harm. ஆபத்துனா நெருப்பு, ஒரு சுற்றுடன் ஆபத்து, potential threat that can cause harm. That's what we mean by hazard. Hazard na ஆபத்து, whereas disaster na பேரிடர், that is disaster. For example, எங்க வீட்டுல கிச்சன்ல கத்தி இருக்கு. கத்தி வந்து ஒழுங்கா ஹேண்டில் பண்ணினா அது, ஆனா அது potential threat that can cause harm. You remember, sharp, கூர்மையான பொருள், it might cause harm to me. Katti. But that is a potential threat that can cause harm. But doesn't mean that will cause harm. That can cause harm. ஆபத்து நம்ம தடுத்துடலாம். ஆபத்து தடுத்துடலாம். Hazard. But risk, அந்த exposure நம்ம எவ்வளவு ஆகிறோம் அந்த ஆபத்துக்கு. How much exposure, the probability of harm that will occur due to the exposure to that hazard. சப்போஸ் என்ன கையில பிடிச்சோன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, ஒரு எண்ணெய் கையோ இல்ல வழவழப்பான கையில கத்திய பிடிச்சா சம்டைம்ஸ் கத்தி வழுக்கலாம். சப்போஸ் இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஹோல்டிங் a knife with a oily hand or with a wet hand, there is a possibility of slipping from your hand when you are standing. It might hit any part of your body. That is becomes a risk. So any potential threat that can cause hazard, that can cause harm, அதுதான் hazard. எதெல்லாம் தீங்கு விளைவிக்க கூடியதோ அதெல்லாம் ஆபத்து, hazard. ரிஸ்க்ன்றது how much that harm, probability of harm due to the exposure of the hazard. That is there. So நம்ம ஒரு எண்ணெய் கையில பிடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம், எண்ணெய் கையோ இல்ல ஒரு ஈர கையில பிடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கும் போது அவங்க disaster means actual event when a hazard when a, okay disturbance இருக்கு. எல்லாரும் மைக்கும் ஆன் பண்ணதால யாரும் மைக் ஆஃப் பண்ண விட்டுட்டாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I don't know anything happened. Okay, sorry. Okay. Disaster means the event where a hazard can cause a damage or a loss or அழிவு. Disaster கொடுக்கலாம், பேரழிவு கொடுக்கலாம். Suppose, as I told you, knife in the kitchen is an hazard, potential threat that can cause harm. Risk, when I hold it, how much the probability of it, which will create harm to us, or danger to us when I hold the knife in a wet hand or something. So disaster is when hazard which can cause significant damage or destruction or anything, whatever the term you can use it. Because suddenly the enna kaiyoda pidichirukka kathiya, if I drop it, if it falls on my foot, it might have a deep cut. En kaalla viழுந்திருக்காரு, அதனால சொல்றேன் இது விழுந்து இந்த விழுந்துருச்சு. So that might become a risk, but not but it is no longer risk, no longer just risk, it is also creating an harm. So this is the way, when you remember the disaster, the first and foremost is you have to know the subtle difference between the terminologies in the disaster management. அதே மாதிரி risk, reduction, mitigation, management, adaptation. So these are the terminologies which will give a better insight for us. அதனாலதான் தமிழ்னு சொல்றோம். தமிழை திணிக்கப்பட வேண்டும். ஏன்னா தமிழ்ல நிறைய பேர் புரியல. இப்ப நம்ம hazard, if the people of some region, they might know ஆபத்து is hazard. ஆபத்து, disaster, பேரிடர் or பேரிடர். So the disaster, hazard, risk, vulnerability are the major terminologies which we should remember. So I'm happy to have the thing, and I'm just going to share my screen. Where is this screen? Windows. Okay. So I hope the participants are seeing their screen. Okay. So geotechnical aspects. Why suddenly my friend Ramesh has given me geotechnical? Maybe he might thought I did a geotechnical master's degree. Maybe that might be the case. Of course, I did my master's in geotechnical, but PhD in environmental geoenvironment. Basically, it was more on environmental aspect I did, and master's in geotechnical. But per project completely, I did only on computer DB and this thing. Once again, Sukhdev. சாவியை கொடுத்துட்டு பூட்டை திறந்து வச்சுட்டு போயிடுங்க. நான் லாக் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். ஓகே, சாவியை கொடுத்துருங்க. So geotechnical aspect of landslide hazard reduction. So let us see. So as usual, the first slide. In this lecture, the content expressed are purely by technical perspective. It does not represent the organization with which I am affiliated. That is this thing which we should remember, sir. It is no way connected with the organization with which I am affiliated. But now we have to remember there are several items are available which we have to remember, because NIDM, National Institute of Disaster Management, they offer wonderful courses on disaster management. And if you see now, one of the audit courses also there as disaster management. So which we should remember how the disaster management course is creating an impact among the learners. But each state has to prepare their disaster management plan. How, when a disaster comes, how I am going to affect it, work on it. So let me go to the next slide. So overview of the presentation, we are going to look into risk, hazard, vulnerability, disaster, which I have already told. So type of disasters and hazard, and last line hazard is global and national. This is the overview of which I am going to discuss. And let me look into that Kerala first. some advertisement from YouTube. I
Sir, audio is not available, sir. Sir. Sir, for this video, audio is not available, sir.
yes, sir.
Audio is not available for this video, sir.
Oh, audio is not coming, sir. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Oh my goodness. For me, it's coming maybe. Okay, then we'll skip it. So that this is basically to start the emphasize. I told Azad potential harm it will create, but when it mixes with other parameters. So maybe I don't know what is the reason for video is not coming, because I interconnected the video into my PPT. Okay, maybe I didn't share the screen. Share the screen also. No, I share the screen, but maybe. I don't know. But what is the why this part? Okay, stop sharing 1 second. I will share the entire screen means how it goes. Okay.
No, sir, the same problem, sir. Even though the share its entire PPT videos, audio is not coming.
Okay. Okay. Now it screen is shared, sir. I don't know.
No,
Okay,
sir.
screen-
No, sir. No,
screen
no.
is not shared. Okay, 1 second. Uh, One second, sir. 1 second. Sorry, sorry.
Okay, sir.
One
Okay.
second. Screen sharing.
Yeah, now okay, sir. Screen is shared.
Sound is coming, sir.
The sound is not
Sound-
coming, sir. Screen is shared.
Okay. Okay. When sound is not coming, we'll skip it. We don't want to look at it. Maybe. So what the emphasis which I want to make, the government of India in Wayanad, it failed. Okay, it's failed. And we're not telling it the failure is good, but it's failed. It's failed. But the failure gave us a good this thing insight. So what happened? The government of India 2 days before they created an early warning system and installed in 3 major locations in the country. 4 days, maybe less than 4 days, less than a week, but more than 3 days, I think. They kept an early warning system in Nilgiris. They kept, because in Nilgiris, Tamil Nadu, Nilgiris, and 2 more places in North India, they kept it, which they made an early warning system to show when it comes to rain. So that might be the reason my friend Ramesh gave a title, geotechnical aspect, because the landslide as such, they are very quiet people. They are not going to do any harm to us. But what happened when they mix with, when they lose their strength, they are going to create a problem. They are going to create a problem because the soil pure strength is going to come only from the point-to-point contact, which we call effective stress. Effective stress. The total stress, effective stress is equal to the total stress minus the pore water pressure or pore pressure or pore air pressure. Pore pressure consists of pore water and pore air. So when the pore water pressure increases to